Welcome to Sharing My Truth with Mel and Suzie, the uncensored version, where we bear it all.
We do.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everyone. Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Sharing My Truth Pod, the pod where we share truths. And thank you so much for being here with us, Mel and Suzie. And I just want to give you a little friendly reminder to rate and review 5 stars. Little cute 5 stars. What do you think? What do you think of this little pod? What do you want to say? Share your truth with us, but only if it's nice. Hey, babes.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm just dandy.
Dandy friendly.
Yes. I mean, I've been out in the town a few nights in a row, so I probably could have a clearer head. But other than that, I'm fine.
You need a couple nights to just get a little wild. And the husband was out, so you could go on the prowl.
Please. Can't be bothered with that. Let my hair down, Susie.
Yes, paint the town red, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that saying come from?
I don't know. I think it's bad, though.
You think it's bad?
Yeah, I can't remember what the origin of that term
You think
is.
it's menstruation?
No, I definitely don't think it's that. Somebody tell us.
Yes. Oh my God! Please, if you know that, paint the town red. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does, but I'm not sure the origin.
I think it's
is.
communism. We'll have to look it up after this.
Yeah.
But yes, we have a fun little episode today. We had some questions that were written into us. We had some questions written in, and we want to kind of go through them because they're all from men.
Yes.
We asked men specifically,
Yes.
straight men, or I mean, who knows if they're gay or not? Who knows?
No idea.
We have no idea. But we asked them what are their biggest questions that they would want to ask women.
Yes.
And obviously we don't have the opinions of all women.
No.
We just have the two of us.
Just you and me. That's it.
Just the two of us, darling. And so we want to answer these
Yes,
questions
we do.
to the best of our abilities.
Yes. To be
and
helpful.
To try to be helpful, at least.
To clear up the enigma that is women.
It's
and they are
tough.
a bit of a
They.
mystery.
Who are they?
Oh, yeah. You know,
Us?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Us, us.
That's okay. But I mean, yeah, so do you want to get into it?
Absolument.
Let's fucking get into it. Should I start?
Yes.
Okay. So our first question is, why do you say okay when you're really not?
Yes. I think all women do this, don't they?
Yeah, 100%.
And even different generations. So,
Yes.
you know, our very many years of difference in age.
Absolutely. It's because we want, in my opinion.
Yes. What is your opinion?
My millennial opinion on why women still do this, as
Yes.
we have been doing for generations and
Yes.
thousands of years, is because we want you guys to pry. We want you to ask more questions.
I think that's it. I think it's, from my point of view, it's that you should bloody know anyway.
Fucking read our minds
Yeah.
and figure it out.
Pretty much. It's not fair. I guarantee. I tell you that it's not fair, and it's not helpful. We all do it, but the answer, men, is don't take that for the answer. It isn't. Don't take it
Yeah.
at face value. It is not the answer.
Well,
They're
because
not fine.
It usually goes with, right? Like, pretend I'm the man, okay? And I'm like, babe, Mel, are you okay? And then you're like,
I'm fine.
yeah, exactly. And if you didn't just see her face right there,
Mhm.
it was not impressed.
Yeah,
It came with an eye roll.
It's exactly. I'm a big eye roller, but it's all about the tone. And I
Yes.
say this to my husband, I don't like your tone.
Mm.
So it's all about the tone. So I could be saying anything, but if the tone is not matching what I'm saying, then look at the tone.
Women don't just use their words. We
No.
actually rarely use our words. We use eyes. We use a vibe. We put an energy out there.
That's
There's
true.
a lot of things that we use that are not, oral. If
Absolutely.
you will.
I think, yeah. And so you just need to delve deeper. So what you're saying about prying is absolutely right. Men, don't take it at face value.
No.
They're definitely not fine. And gently and kindly find out what it is that you've probably done.
You probably do.
Because you probably don't know. You have no idea.
No. And that's also the thing. It's like if they don't want to tell you, I think also a lot of women are not. I was actually looking this up about myself last night because I was just curious. And we don't like conflict. We're very conflict averse. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm like that too, where I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to tell you that you've hurt me because I don't want to make I don't like conflict because I don't want to talk about it. So if I'm not telling you the first time, it's 100% because I don't want to get in a fight, but I actually it's hard to find the words to tell you how you actually made me feel because I don't want to be called stupid. I don't want to be, dismissed. So I think a lot of women also feel that way as well.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think a lot of women don't like conflict. I mean, let's face it, men are good at conflict. We won't go into anything political, but they're very good at it.
Yes, very.
And women don't generally do that. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good answer,
yes.
Susie.
Thank you, darling.
But in terms of helping men, is just be a little bit more aware. Women are much more emotionally in tune, and if a woman has a tone of voice and looking at you like resting bitch face, as it were, you know that it's not good. Yes, you're gonna have to delve into this, and you're gonna have to or you're going to have to walk around on eggshells for a while, but she's definitely not fine.
No, yeah, just ask her more questions. Being like, is it something I did? Did I say something that hurt you? There's questions that you can ask that aren't like, well, what's your problem?
Yeah,
you don't have to say, you don't have to say it like that. It's like, I'm sorry, is there something that I did? Do you want to talk about it? Do you need a minute? There's questions that you can open her up to the conversation with.
100%.
Mel, would you take it away with our next question?
The second question. What can we safely compliment?
Okay. What or how?
What? Because I think, I think men are often confused. They think, well, can we say,
nice tits?
You look nice. I mean, yeah, that's not a good plan, is it? Unless you're with this woman, then obviously that's a bit different.
Yeah, of course.
But I think women are a little bit hypocritical about this.
Yeah.
Because if a man's really handsome, the answer is you're willing to hear a much broader range of answers than if they're not. I mean, that's correct, isn't it?
I think a lot of men, if they know that they're handsome, right?
Yes.
They kind of know what they can get away with.
Yes, I think that's probably
obviously
true.
Younger men aren't really sure how to approach women in the way of this girl's really pretty. I think I want to go talk to her. How do I go start to talk to her? Can I give her a compliment? The compliment cannot be nice tits as your first fucking thing to say to someone, or a nice ass.
A good idea. Yeah. No.
But unless those are very specific situations where that's okay. I can't think of one. But maybe at a strip club.
That would be all right.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would your advice be on this, Mel?
I mean, yeah, I do appreciate it's very difficult because then men get accused of all sorts of things. Sorry. But I think you've just got to be really smart about it because you can't be making compliments to women at work. You got to be really careful. So, and I know it's a minefield. It really is in the present day. And I think there is an issue that if a man's a nice looking man, he can get away with a lot more. And like you said, he knows he can get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is a real hypocrisy. I think you can be nice without being creepy.
100%.
So you could say something that really wasn't really, too much and then sort of gauge the reaction. So if you just said, hey, you look happy to, I don't know, you could say something non-sexual, non-personal, and just kind of see how their reaction is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference
and
also.
Sort of go from there.
Yeah, there's a difference from complimenting a girl you've never met before and complimenting a friend or your girlfriend or someone you want to be interested in, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
At work, just like you said, if one of my male colleagues came up to me and were like, hey, you look really nice today, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Thanks.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I think some women would. I think also it just depends. What's the relationship that you have to this woman? Do you work with her? Do you know her? Do you know she's in a relationship? I mean, you've got to be really careful.
That's true.
And some people really do step over the line. Like I can think of somebody recently who's married, who knows I'm married, who said to me, "Oh, you look really pretty." I thought
You
it was
look
a
really
really
pretty.
odd thing to say. Like not like, I was dressed up to go out.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's weird.
It's
I mean, that's weird. I know you're married. I'm married. Like, what does that? You might say, "Oh, hey, you look really nice. Where are you going?"
mhm.
And then there's no kind of sexual connotation. But when you start to say things like that, you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's just weird. And I'm 50. That's weird. But I mean, I just think you have to be super careful. Like, are you in a position of superior, like you're a supervisor, like superior job ranking, whatever you want to call it. So then you got to be careful. Are you in a relationship? Are they in a relationship? I mean, you got to be so careful. But I think you can just say something generic and be nice and funny and not specific and see how they react. And then sort of go from there if this is a person that you're interested in.
Yeah. I mean, it was actually so funny. I was talking to my male friend about this, and he was like, yeah, there's such a difference between like things you can tell your friends and things you can not, like just tell a random person on the street. And he was like, one of those things is you smell really nice.
People say that to me all the time.
Well, okay, so obviously you smell really nice, smell all the time because you're a very clean person.
I am.
But he just said that to me because we were hanging out and I use this really good hair oil, which I know smells nice. And he's like, "Oh, your hair smells really nice." I'm like, "Thanks." And he's like, I said that on the street once to a woman, and they literally looked at me in the most shocked
Just
way,
sort of
and like,
recoiled.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
and because it is so creepy if it's coming from the wrong person,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
just to like.
Well, it's like, what are you doing in my orbit?
Exactly. Like,
Like-
why are you so close to me that
Yeah.
you can smell me? Like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And generally, if men say it to women, it's because they like them.
Yes.
They wouldn't say it otherwise. They'd be like, that smells good. What perfume? You just wouldn't say, oh, what perfume are you wearing? Or so.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd say it in a different way. But I think if a man says it to a woman, generally it means they find them attractive.
100%.
And so it's like, okay.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But yeah, I mean, nice shoes are always a good one.
Yeah, nice handbag.
Nice handbag. Things that
Somebody
are
says-
not sexual to women, kind of like, oh, nice. I don't know. Nice shirt is always weird to me for some reason because I'm like, you're looking at my tits.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's so weird. I mean, here's a question for you. This isn't about men. I was the other day in the jewelers
Okay.
getting
yes.
some jewelry.
Of course, darling.
you know.
You're a regular life.
Absolutely. And this is a new jewelers, and they were just fixing like a chain, right? This is going to get interesting. And afterwards, the woman, she's a woman, said to me, and I'd been in there twice, "Do you know what? You are such a pretty woman."
The woman said to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, thanks very much." It sort of made my day. And she didn't say it was nice, but it
Yeah.
was like, it was weird.
Yeah.
But it was nice, but it was weird.
Well, I find because, when you're out and about
I mean,
looking
thanks very
good,
much. Thanks
you're
very
getting
much.
compliments like this,
It's very nice,
obviously.
yeah.
And like, you just kind of, you either can just take it and be like, thank you so much. That's a really nice thing to say. I actually washed my hair today. Or you can be like, ew.
Yeah, and
thanks.
I never do
Like,
that.
And no, exactly.
I always take it.
You kind of have to take it unless this person there's a vibe thing.
Yeah.
There's a creepy vibe thing.
100%. But even if they do that, you can go, thanks, and walk away.
Yes.
Which is what I would do. I would never be aggressive. I'd just go, thanks very much. I'm just going over here.
We're just going to get the fuck
Yeah.
out of the situation.
Something very important happening over here.
Yeah.
So I think that helps men and women, don't you?
100%.
I think that's very
Yeah,
helpful.
we'll see what
All right, I'm
happens.
handing over
Give
a
me the
little
next
piece
one.
of paper to you.
Okay, third question from our male friends. Do girls actually honestly like nice guys?
Yeah. Well, I do.
I do too.
I've never liked bad guys.
Bad boys, fuck boys?
Bad boys. I've never been interested in them. I just don't see the point.
I agree. I can't say that I've never been interested in them because I was just like as a young girl, like, fucking my way through life and having a great time. Like, I'm sure a bad boy and a fuck boy slipped in there.
Slipped in
Yeah,
there.
slipped right in.
Thanks, Susie.
But I wouldn't say that I was looking for a relationship with any of those guys.
Right.
I was
yeah.
fucking them and
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, and that's different. But you knew that they were bad.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of women get involved with bad boys because I guess, I don't know, are they
I don't know.
exciting? And they think they can make them a good boy.
They can fix them. Yes.
Yeah. And FYI, all the ladies out there, you cannot. It's
you
not
think
going to
that's
work.
obvious by now, you know?
It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Walk away. There are many fish in the sea. And it is or not, a lot of men, I think they also find that, they're really nice guys. And then when women shit on them and they're just like, what? And all I can say to those men is, I'm very sorry about that, but I really think just keep going and you will find a decent woman.
Yeah.
It's because that woman's also really a bit of a shit if she thinks she'll, See, and at the end of the day, why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody like that?
No, seriously. And
so take it as a positive.
I think there is this thing though going around being like men thinking that they're nice, but they're not nice.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
For sure.
It's like, I told you I wasn't interested because of doesn't fucking matter. It's not, I'm just not interested. And then they're like, I just came up to you and I'm a nice guy and your boyfriend's probably ugly. And I don't know. Like, it's just like, okay, like get over yourself. Like the people who are actually not nice guys are not finding these women because you're not actually fucking nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it.
100%.
But
100%. And look, at the end of the day, there are nice bad guys and bad women and nice women and nice men. And I think at the end of the day, I think some women are attracted to that sort of bad boy thing. But, really just don't. It's not for life choices, for, little, flits, little tangos in the
little
between
flings?
the sheets.
Oh.
It's one thing. But actually to have a relationship, no, just forget it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's too much hard work. Why would you bother?
I mean, yeah, bad boys, fuck boys, like they all have this aura about them that like they don't give a fuck. They can fuck your brains out and it's fun. And like they kind of are, it's like the risk taking thing, right? Like, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
But obviously that excitement comes down if you're a woman and you're like, oh, I actually want to get serious with this person and they're on the side of like spontaneity and all these other exciting things.
Right.
And they don't want to settle down. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's not a good match. But yeah, like nice guys, in my opinion, they do always finish last. Like, not finish last.
Finish first.
They finish first. In my opinion,
Absolutely.
nice guys finish first.
They're the ones who have the lasting relationships.
Yeah.
That women realize, actually, yes. And women really do actually want nice men.
Yes.
And they want men that are going to, I don't care, and people are going to come at me for this, but women want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about money. I mean, that helps too. But I mean, it's a fallacy that they want a useless or a bad man. That's not true.
Yeah.
So all the nice men out there, please keep trying. You will find a wonderful woman.
You know what it is also about? It's about fathers. It's about daddy issues.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think we are allowed to say that because it's like
For sure.
a lot of these women have had problems with their early stages when they were younger of like the idea of men, right? And like they don't have a good man to look up to. So what do they think love is? And they think love is something that it's not.
Yeah, I think that's an element of it. Yeah.
So nice guys, just keep trying. Just keep trying.
Exactly.
It's going to work out for you.
You'll win in the end.
You will.
There you go.
Next, darling.
Oh, it's me. So, Number 4. How soon should a guy call after asking for your number?
How soon should a guy call after asking for your number? Wow, you've gotten this far. She actually gave you her number. Very impressive.
Yeah.
I'd say, I mean, don't call, text, but also text her the next day.
You see, that's a generational thing.
You don't want them to text them the next. Oh, yeah.
You want them to call you.
Don't fucking call me. I'm busy.
Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, obviously, because when I was dating, we only just started with texting.
You can't text, yeah.
But let's say contact. Whatever is your way. I think straight away.
But I don't think it is
not
contact.
Like that even. Like, I mean, contact like text or.
No, I know, but I think literally don't fucking call them. Like,
okay, that's weird.
But that's the thing. Like, if I gave my number out to a guy at the bar the night before and I was really into him and like we had really good chats and he called me at like 5 p.m. after work, I'd just be like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Maybe I'm just not in the right mood. You know what I mean? Like if I have if he's texted me, then I have some time to think about what I want to say back.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I
Do you
think
know what I mean?
I think texting is fine. I really do. But
No,
I
I
do
know, I just
think
think
you
it's so
should do
funny.
it straight away. I mean,
Yeah.
not, but the key, and this is obviously I'm not, in the dating game, but I think the key is that if she kind of doesn't answer or she's slow, is not to become a maniac.
Yeah.
You just text and remember that everyone has a life and they
Yes.
may have stuff to do and they may just not have got round to it. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody is too busy to send a text, but just don't be too obsessively forward. Text her and then she texts you. If she wants to contact you, she will contact you. You don't go through that thing like you said of going, oh, where are you? And why
Oh my
are you
God,
not to-"
freaks.
I mean, yeah. Then you really are showing the fact that you're a freak.
Yeah, and then I think also that first text is quite important. But also just be friendly and just be
Yeah.
like, hey, it's Paul from the night before.
Paul, yeah.
Did you get home safe?
Yeah.
That was
Or
like,
could you say something like, would you like to grab a drink or a coffee or something like that?
I mean,
And just keep it chill.
keep it light.
Light.
Keep it fresh and friendly.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I've given my number out to many a men
I'm sure you have.
throughout my small life. And I'm trying to think if I've ever actually gone out with any of them.
Wow.
Is that bad?
I don't know.
Maybe I have. Maybe that's a lie. I think that's a lie. I definitely have.
Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in the dating game.
It's been a very long time since I've been in the dating game. But that is my opinion. I think you give somebody your number, you ask for it, you bloody contact them.
That's it, Mama Mel. Thank you so much, darling.
There you go.
Okay, number 5. Okay, Mel, this is for you. I think it's a
Okay.
good one. Okay.
Okay.
Does a wedding ring on a guy stop you from flirting?
Well, it should do, but I don't think it does. I actually think a lot of women see a man with a ring and they up their game
Yeah.
because they think that, oh wow, he's married, therefore that's what I want.
Yeah.
And women, I'm sorry, we're terrible.
We're horrible.
We are not for
We're the
each other.
worst.
I mean, this is a total fallacy. This is a lie. This sort of girl power bullshit that we all care about each
Yeah,
other.
that's
We
bullshit.
absolutely don't. Most women, if they saw the man of their dreams, hunky, good-looking, rich, that all ticked all the boxes, but was married, they'd step over every bloody woman in the room, literally with their stilettos on their heads, to get to this man. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think that it obviously should be a deterrent, but it isn't.
Yeah. It's a game for us. I'm not gonna
100%.
lie.
I think a lot of women, they go, ooh, he's married. That's
Yeah.
what I want. I'm going to go for him and get rid of her.
Yeah. And it's
I totally,
fucked.
it's very
It's
fucked,
so
up,
fucked
and
up.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I think men are sort of emotionally much more sort of clear cut than women. So they just they talk to them and they don't really realize all the scheming and the mischievous, I would say, stuff going on behind.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is. I think, yeah. I think it's, if a woman
Mm.
had the ring on, do the guys approach her? No.
I think much less so. Yeah.
Because the men respect the men.
Yeah, I think there's an element of that. I think much less so.
Yeah.
Much less so. I think women, it's no. It's
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, I have lots of friends who were having affairs with married men, and you're like, why?
Women love affairs.
Where is this going?
We love it. We love the drama.
I
It's
mean,
drama.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
We can't deny
and
it.
you just think I'm gonna win. I'm more beautiful. I'm more this. I'm more whatever in the Sakio. I've got all the moves, and you think you're gonna win, and it's
Yeah.
awful. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's a deterrent at all. It should be, but it's not.
All right, love.
There you
That's a
go.
good one.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6. How do you define a great sexual experience from a female to a male?
Yeah.
A female point of view.
I mean, a good
Yeah.
indicator is if you've come.
Yeah, I think that's pretty key.
That's a pretty key one.
I mean, might have been fun, but that might not have happened.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good sexual experiences where I've not had an orgasm.
I think women do. It's just a thing that men actually don't understand that does happen.
I know.
Because it's a complex thing. I personally think obviously, I've only slept with one man for the last 26 years. So, what can I say? But I think that it's about, like, was that person, like, respectful and into what is pleasurable for you?
Mm-hmm.
Were they, like, concerned about that? It
Yeah.
wasn't just about them getting their jollies. Were they worried about you
Mm-hmm.
and that you kind of together had a good time?
Yeah, I think
And
that's
it was a fun time
Exactly,
together. I
exactly.
think, to me, that would be the indicator.
I think that's a really good one. I also there's just sexual chemistry that you can't
Of course,
deny,
yeah, of course.
and that makes a great sexual experience. Like
Of course.
if you are hooking up with someone and you're like middle through, you're like this person's not a good kisser, or like and
yeah.
oh, I don't really want to do this, and like that could be for a million reasons, to do with them or to not do with them,
Yeah.
and it's just like sometimes the vibe is on and sometimes the vibe is off,
Yeah,
and like
for sure.
sometimes you don't figure that out until midway through,
Yeah.
and I don't think a lot of men even understand that either, right?
No, because I think they don't understand, like, all the things that women need to kind of connect.
Yeah.
And, you could quite easily be like, oh, thinking about your washing, just like, when is this
going to be fucking over? Yeah.
Like, let's speed this up. Speed this up.
Let's go.
Whereas the man has the end goal. He knows it's all gonna,
happen.
exit from the train's coming out of the whatever, right?
Is there another metaphor as well? I like that one.
The
train.
rocket?
Yeah, the rocket ship is good.
Something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think it's a vibe. The good sexual experience. It's like, obviously you come,
Mhm.
great.
Yeah,
excellent,
that's
top
obviously-
notch.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding ding, you've got it.
Mhm.
But if you don't come, that's fine. If it was a good vibe, maybe there's some nice laughter happening,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
make, you fumble, you get right back up to the pitch, like it's
Very good.
Thanks. I think that was two sports mixed into one.
Very-
That's fine.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? It's just there's a lot of things. I think, you just don't take yourself so seriously
Absolutely.
in the bedroom. I think that's a big one.
Absolutely.
Experiment, but don't get mad when it doesn't work. Like
100%.
there's
And, like, kind of ask enough questions
Oh,
without
yeah.
being like, okay, you don't need to ask. Like, this isn't like an exam,
Yes.
Make it fun. And I think that's very important. But I think it's really, particularly men, actually being interested in the woman
Mm-hmm.
and the woman having a good time. And I think often that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. But there's also aftercare, which is
Yes.
a huge part of sex, and it's after the sex, right? Like
Absolutely.
you're not doing penetration anymore. You're not doing all these things anymore. It's how you're treating each other after you're
Yeah.
inside of her.
I think
You
that's
know?
a very good point. And you're not sort of like, okay, looking
See you
at
fucking later.
Yeah, when are you going?
Yeah, like you don't just mop her
Or-
up with a towel and send her on her way.
Nice.
Like it's,
Nice visual image,
yeah,
Susie.
you're
Thanks
welcome.
a lot.
So, you get her a water, you ask how she is,
Yeah.
like maybe you get some food after, or if you do need to go do something and this was just a quickie, just being like, hey, really, really great to meet you. That was amazing. Here's some water, here's a snack, and I'll pay for your Uber out of here. Do not just like send her on her fucking way.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And I've had this before where, you've just been and then you feel like you've been used.
Yeah.
And that's a bad feeling for
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
just pay for the Uber at least.
Just be respectful.
if you're going to
you don't have to
kick her
marry
out of the house.
but
Oh my
just be
God.
respectful.
Exactly, love.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
That's it. Right.
Should I tell a girl I'm a virgin or just wing it?
Well, let's be honest. You can't wing it, can you?
It's going to be tough to wing it.
I mean, you can't wing it. I mean, look, guys, you can't.
If she's not a virgin and you're a virgin and you think that you're going to be up to her standards
You
for
won't.
fucking,
Yeah,
You're
no.
not.
She's going to know, so you might as well tell her.
you have to
I
tell
should probably
her.
think it's really sweet.
And women
Unless
are very
you're 40,
empathetic.
and then that's very
it's
weird.
them. Well, some women like it. I don't know. I think we
Well,
find
you
it
won't get any
exciting.
diseases, will you?
No, we're
So that's something.
That's true.
I think it is a little unusual if you're older than, let's say, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, not that I'm obviously going to be in the situation, but I'd be a little bit like, But you can't wing it.
No,
You just can't.
no. Like we know right away.
And neither could a woman either.
Yeah.
A woman can't wing it either. You think you can because you've seen, and I think with men particularly,
Mm-hmm.
they've seen so much porn.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, they can wing it. No, we'll sniff you out in
We
a
will.
nanosecond.
And like, you're going to come in 2 seconds.
Well, there's that. Exactly.
You're
I mean,
not-
yeah, absolutely. You're going to, and you're not going to know. You're going to probably watch so much porn that you're going to do all these things that real people don't really do.
Yeah.
And she's going to know.
And that's also the thing. It's like, do you want a relationship with this girl after you've lost your virginity? Or is she just like, if you're like, you want to get it out and then that's fine. Then like, don't tell her. You know what I mean? Because who fucking cares? But if you want a relationship with this person,
Yeah, 100%.
you're going to have to tell
and
her.
if she did tease you or whatever, then she's not a very nice person and maybe you shouldn't be.
Losing your virginity to her.
Well, exactly.
Well, I hate that term, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, it is obviously unusual, you know, in this day and age, probably if you're over the age of about 15.
Yeah.
But I would say people, the partner would know straight away.
Yeah. So just be honest.
Yeah.
And if your honesty, you know, if they don't want to have sex with you after that, then that's fine
then
too.
Just move on. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Excuse me.
8.
Numero 8. What do you look at when checking a man out?
Ooh. Eyes,
Really?
smile,
Smile.
butt.
Butt, eh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Big butt girl.
Or a big butt girl.
The guy's got to have a really good butt.
Really?
I hate a flat butt. I hate it.
Right, so it's got to be nicely
It doesn't need to be
rounded.
big, but just a little cute little tushy.
a
you
cute
know?
tushy. Okay. Right. I don't really know what to say to this one.
I smile, but you don't look. What do you look at? Nothing. You're just like, oh, fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, you don't often see attractive men.
Okay, if you were to see Idris Elba,
Oh, well, that's something.
okay, just down the street, a man like that.
Well, he's just
What do? You're like looking at his
Gorgeous.
face first. You're looking at his pecs. What are you looking at? His biceps, his dick.
I'm
Trying to see the
definitely
outline
not-
of his dick.
I'm not looking at the outline of his dick
I
now.
am.
That's a very good question. Very good question. I don't know.
You
I-
don't know?
I mean, he's the full package, to be fair.
That's
Idris
okay. So,
Elba.
like, let's say just any hottie toddy. Let's say it was a celebrity.
Yeah.
You didn't know. You're like, oh my god, who's this guy? He's so cute. What are you looking at?
I don't know. I'm flummoxed by that. I have to think about it now.
Mel doesn't check out any men. Do you check out women? You're like,
No.
oh, that girl's pretty.
No.
Oh, she's got a nice bosom on her.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I get that comment a lot. No. I
That's
mean,
very interesting.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, you have like TV, stars that celebrities that are attractive. Obviously, we're thinking Idris
you don't
Elba.
find any
Trying
other
to
men
think of-
attractive?
I'm thinking, oh, you know who else is really attractive? That guy, Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, Michael B.
Something.
Jordan.
Wow.
So hot.
Again, the full package. Maybe it's eyes. I think if I was, dating, which is just a sort of weird notion, I think sense of humor for me is so important.
That's not checking him out though. That's a personality thing that you find out after.
Yeah, but
you
if I
find him
check, I
attractive.
see, check him out, and then I think, yeah, okay, good point. I don't know.
Mel, do you not find men attractive? What is happening?
I mean, I do. Yeah, but I don't. I'm trying to think of the last man I saw who I thought was attractive.
right. Fuck. I
I
find
do
guys all
like.
the time.
I like. Yeah. Well, yes, but we're talking about you. I think dark hair. I do like dark hair.
That's cute. So you look at their hair.
Dark hair, olive skin.
If they like,
I'm not into English. I don't know why way English men or Scottish men look. I don't like the pale thing. This translucent skin thing. Not into that.
not the pale.
Even though I have that skin, I don't like really like you need to take some vitamins. Look,
Vitamins, yes. You're gonna get scurvy, darling.
eyes,
But yeah,
maybe eyes.
I think eyes.
Eyes.
Eyes are the windows to the soul.
Yeah, eyes.
We'll come back to you.
You
Mel.
have to come back to me.
Jesus
I'm going to have to think
Christ.
about this. I don't really know. I mean, somebody's nice looking or they're not.
Yeah, but
Is there a particular thing I
there's
zone in
no
on?
medium for you. This is very interesting.
Okay.
now. I'm like really freaked out. So there's no medium. There's just hot, and then there's like not. Because I agree. There's not a lot of hugely attractive people out there, right?
No.
But there's definitely a lot of medium people who I can see myself fucking.
Okay.
So what do you look at? You're like, yeah, I could fuck him. He's got really nice eyes. He looks like he's kind. Looks like the outline of his dick is like pretty okay. He's got a half chub, like
Oh, what?
nice tush.
What the hell is a half chub? Something about the penis size or shape.
No, it just means like you're half hard.
A half chub.
You're half chub.
Wow. Oh my God.
You got a half chub. You know, you're like
flummoxed
a
now.
little hard. You're like,
A half chub.
you're not like full hard. You're just
Okay,
like,
I've got it now,
okay.
Susie. I think if you had a dodgy haircut, I wouldn't like it.
Okay.
Dodgy hair. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anybody.
I think we need to move
I
on.
don't like facial hair that much.
So we have more things you don't want to see
Yeah.
than what you do like.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Just keep that in mind, boys, if you're trying to get Mel's attention.
I'm picky.
Okay, I think you're going to like this one.
Okay.
How frequently do women masturbate?
Depends on the woman.
That's exactly it.
I mean, it's just like, I think men are actually shocked that some women, you know, masturbate every day or maybe twice a day, or some women do it twice a week, or
Yeah.
some women really not very much at all. I think it really depends on the woman.
Depends on the woman. Depends on the time of the month.
Absolutely.
Depends on what she's going through at that time.
100%.
Depends how much sex she's having.
100%. It
It
could
depends on a lot
also
of things.
depend on the time in their life, you know, like their sort of age. That does change your kind of hormonal thing and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean,
depends on lots of things, I think.
Yeah,
But
like-
I think men are probably shocked, or not shocked. They don't think that women do it as much as they do.
ugh, we do it so much.
I think that is probably, I think that would be my answer. That I think that men don't realize that women do it as much as they do, and really don't worry if they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I know I've had friends in the past who thought it was weird that their boyfriends masturbated.
Oh, my God.
And I'm just like, what? Like, no, it's normal. So I think people have all sorts of weird ideas about masturbation. And they also think that if a woman or the woman that they're married to does it, then they don't want them. It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
It's a bodily function.
Yeah.
It really is. And the same goes for man.
As long as it's not getting obsessive and addictive.
Exactly. Or if as long as it's not obsessive, addictive, and it's not actually intruding on your sex life,
Yes.
i.e., it's particularly men. If they're doing that but don't want to have sex with you, you have a problem.
But this also happens with women, where it's like women aren't having orgasms from men, so they
100%.
only use their vibrator,
100%.
which can fuck things up, because they're like, well, what the fuck do I need a penis for?
100%. And I actually think that's a much bigger percentage of women than men realize, because they don't realize that, you know, penis in the hole doesn't work for a lot of women.
No, it really fucking doesn't.
Doesn't.
It works for for a bit, but it doesn't make you come.
No,
It gets
and it
gets you
can
close.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it doesn't, and at
Yeah.
some points in your life it can work, and then it can suddenly stop working. But it isn't the source of the magic.
Anyways, the answer to this question is we masturbate all the time,
Yes. Okay.
and
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna say number 10.
Okay.
Which is the last for this episode.
Okay. So the final question for this episode
Yes.
is, and I'm putting my piece of paper down here. Does size matter?
Depends.
It depends. It doesn't have to be a massive schlonger. But it can't be a little.
chub.
Exactly. It can't be a little cocktail sausage.
Oh no.
And it depends what you do with it, doesn't
that's
it?
the thing. So like, let's go for both of those scenarios. Okay.
Yes.
You got a cocktail wiener.
Cocktail wiener, yes.
Okay. It's not a lot to play with, right?
I don't think I've ever experienced it.
I have.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, okay, he went down on me
Okay.
and he fingered me, and I can't even remember the sex, but I remember that.
Ah, he was
And
he was very good at that.
He made me come.
So he played, his skill sets were in other areas.
And I'm going to tell you something I'm not proud of.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you say something horrible to him?
When he pulled his dick out, I laughed.
You laughed, or you
I couldn't help myself. It was
Oh, Susie.
This was so funny. It was like we went back home together. I've met him, and you would not understand. Like, this guy is huge. This guy was huge. I met him at the bar. That's when I first moved to Toronto. Met him at the bar. Super cute, handsome, really tall, big, like blonde guy. I was like, amazing. I'm gonna go home with this guy. And we that night we were too drunk. We like pass out. We don't have sex. We don't do anything. The morning of, I was like, okay, I like slept on the couch. He was in the bed. And I'm like, okay, I can either go home and like never see this man again, or I can go in the bedroom and like see if I can have some morning sex.
Right.
So I do that.
Right.
So I go in, I wake him up, we start hooking up, and then I forget how it happened, but he brings it out. Is that
Did you sound shocked?
Is that it? Like,
You didn't say that.
I don't know what I said, but I can remember laughing because it's like, you know, you bring it out, and it just because it's like it's such a juxtaposition. This ginormous man,
Yes.
who you're expecting to get fucked.
Oh, man.
And
I feel for him.
small.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Even when it was erect.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we had sex. I'm pretty sure I gave him like a blowjob, like
Was less
Like-
to go in your mouth. That's good.
gosh, there was no choking on that.
We shouldn't be laughing because this is like
Look,
sex
he
and the
made
City.
me come. He
Yeah,
made
exactly.
me come.
And it's not fair. It's like women, you don't want to be laughed at. He
No.
can't possibly help that. And I actually do generally feel quite sorry for him.
But that's the thing.
Because
It's
it
like
must be very hard.
he
Sorry.
he was a super
Tricky.
nice guy, and
Tricky.
he could still pleasure a girl. It
Yes.
didn't fucking matter. I think it's just like you have to maybe.
Maybe it's an advantage.
Yeah, I just think maybe make her come first. I think that's the thing. You got a little cocktail sausage.
Right.
You got to make her come first. You got to put her first a bit, because then she won't tell all her friends you've a tiny dick.
Oh, that's so mean. You
That's
didn't
what's-
tell everyone, did
Of
you?
course I did. No, I'm talking about it on a
Oh.
podcast.
That's so
Don't worry,
mean.
he's fine. He's like really rich, so
Okay, he's fine.
we don't
He's
worry
fine.
about him.
He's
He's
fine.
okay.
He's fine. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like you have to pleasure her more. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
you fucking do.
So he obviously knew that.
He knew that, and
He'd been
did
in
it.
this situation before.
Yes.
What did he do when you laughed?
I can't remember. I can't remember. Like, he still made me come.
Yeah.
So it's like he knew what he had to do after that. But I didn't, when you have like an initial reaction,
and you're not doing it
that's
on
what it was.
purpose.
I wasn't like being mean. I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
is that it?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, it's a shock. But if you have a big one, Mel, tell us, what do you do?
Well, then it could be really tricky
Yeah.
because
It might not fit.
it's too much in there.
Yeah.
And you don't need that much, to be
I
fair.
know.
Let's be honest. I think you need, my theory on this is a good, decent, mid-sized schlong. And that's very, very good. You don't need some massive tree, and you don't want a cocktail sausage.
I personally,
you sort of want
yeah.
a small zucchini. Like,
Oh,
you know,
that's nice.
like a nice small, like, yeah. And
like
also
a regular size
also,
zucchini.
if it's
Small.
when it's flaccid, it's sort of not tiny, but doesn't have to be huge. But then it does the business when it
Yeah,
stands
flaccid,
to
we don't
attention.
give a fuck what it looks like when it's flaccid.
No. Well,
We
some
get
women are
it.
funny about that.
I think we get it.
It just has to be a decent mid-sized length, I think.
I think if you,
But
yeah.
too big, I think men who have enormous penises, like the sort of porno guys, versus the guys who have, like this gentleman that you were just talking about, I think it's actually probably just as much of a problem because it's too big.
100%.
I mean,
I've been with
I've
my
been with a
high.
man who was too big.
Well,
does it
it's-
all go? Where does it go if it's really that big? Does it actually? Not
I've
all
actually
go
been
in?
with a few guys who have had a lot of trouble with with too big of dicks, and like my high school boyfriend was one, and that was when I was like didn't have obviously enough experience.
Yeah.
And so I like couldn't take it. Now in my state I could, but I know about foreplay and I know about
Right.
everything like that. Like
Right.
it's like it wouldn't be a problem now, but I did know this other guy, and this was like when I was like 18 or something, and he was so big he like broke the condom. And then I was like, why are you getting condoms that are too small?
Right.
And he was like, I don't know, I just feel like weird buying Magnums. And I was like, are you fucking stupid?
Do they have Magnum condoms?
Yes.
Oh,
And
well, I don't know. Never really thought about
they
it.
gotta have the extra bigs, the extra larges.
Never really thought about it.
Anyways, he broke the
I've never really
condom.
bought any.
Oh, I've bought so many condoms
No.
in my life.
Yeah.
Not that you need to anymore.
I mean, I think you should.
Yeah.
And I don't need to, yeah. So I don't really think about
Well,
it.
this is what happened. I
But-
had to take Plan B because that was dangerous. And then when I got it, I bought him a pack of Magnums, and I was like, here you go. And I don't think I ever slept with him again. But he was very nice.
But to be a man who has to buy Magnum condoms, you must feel pretty bloody good about yourself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are you
Yeah.
feeling? Why are you not? Why?
But I do know, I remember once, like years ago, this friend of mine, she was with this guy and he got his, his penis out and she just went, like she was
too big.
She was horrified. And you said, like, to this man,
Laugh.
you started laughing. She just like was so shocked, like she'd seen
It's too big.
something awful. And she was just like, the horror. She said to me, the horror on her face, this poor man, because it was so huge. She was just like, absolutely terrified. What are you going to do with that then? And
It
I
is
think
scary.
she said that. What are you going to do with that? Like it's so big. Where do
you think this is gonna go?
Yeah. So there's such a thing as too
Too
much.
I personally like a regular sized kosher hot dog, like
Yeah.
length, a little girthy. A nice
Little-
girth is nice.
A little girthy.
A little girthy is nice.
Well,
you
thanks so
know?
much for that.
Yeah, you're
Susie.
welcome,
I mean,
guys.
there you go. But I think that's good
whatever helps.
information for men. We've answered those questions.
I think that the final one is like, don't worry about the size.
No.
Just make sure you pleasure
And
her.
Is that, and a lot of women really don't care unless it is exceptionally enormous or exceptionally small. Women really don't care.
And there's a thing that's just gonna keep, like, we're always gonna talk about it. You can't
Yes.
you can't not think that we don't talk about this with our friends. We have to. We do.
Mm.
It's gonna get around. Don't shy away from it. Just make sure you pleasure her.
Own it.
Own it, baby.
Yeah. And with
Anyways.
that, Susie,
All right, you're welcome.
that's it, isn't it? That's all we've got for this.
Thank God.
particular episode.
Yeah, and this is actually part 1.
It is
We're
part
gonna do
one.
another part 2. We have a couple more questions we want to get through, but yeah. So if you guys have any other questions, if you think we got any of the answers wrong, or you want to save your own answers,
That's a good one. Yeah, if you
DM
think we
us.
got them wrong, then I mean, they are, I would caveat, it's my opinion and your opinion. It's not everyone else's opinion.
definitely not.
Just because we're from different generations, we feel perhaps we crossed an opinion divide.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's it. That's good.
Anyways,
Okay.
guys, yeah, make sure you leave us a little voicemail, leave us a little DM, go to our Instagram at Share My Truth, or go to our website at sharemytruth.com.
Until next time.
Sharing My Truth Pod is so excited to partner with Vibrator.com, where the A in Vibrator is the number 8. This is an extremely exclusive code where no other podcast has it. If you go to Vibrator.com right now, use the code MS15, that's MS15 at Vibrator.com. You can now get 15% off anything in store. That's any sex toys for you, your partner, your neighbor, your mom. We don't judge. We don't care. Get it now. Go to the link in our bio, put in the code, and get jiggy with it.
Thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast and follow us on social at Sharing My Truth Pod, and leave us a voicemail on our website, sharingmytruth.com, to share your stories and experiences with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.